How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about several Democratic lawmakers, including Ayanna Pressley, Cory Booker, and Kamala Harris, attempting to turn this whole China virus situation into a race thing. Now, I know you're thinking already, good grief, ABL, how are they going to make everything into a race matter? How is the virus racist? What is really going on? Well, I'm glad you asked, and I'm here to explain it for you. Now, there are certain little hot spots starting to rise as far as a virus outbreak is concerned. Chicago, Detroit, New Orleans. So people are saying, hey, these areas are heavily minority. They got a big minority presence. Some may even be majority minority. Therefore, there could be a problem that exists within minorities that's making that so. Now, that could be seen as racist, right? You could say that I'm racist for even putting it like that, because some may take it like, oh, you think because I'm black or I'm brown, I just doo-doo and don't wash my hands. I'm a disgusting person. I don't know how to take care of myself. That means I'm dirty and I'm going to get the virus because of that. You could take it that way, or the way that the Democratic Party are presenting it, which is from the viewpoint of racism and oppression. You know, that's the reason why black folks have poor health, or anybody that's not white has poorer health than whites, is because we're oppressed and we don't have access to proper medical care, all this, that, and the third. So Democrats believe the latter for the most part, and they're wanting racial data to back up their assertion. All right. Then they want the CDC, DHS, whatever, to come and do certain things for quote unquote people of color, communities of color, to prevent the virus from spreading there. Now, when I hear that, I'm thinking, okay, but you want some more money? You want some more resources to go towards a particular thing? Is that what's going on? That's kind of what I'm feeling right here, right now. And it's really kind of nasty for people to do that, but you cannot let a good tragedy or a good crisis go to waste. You got to put race in there whenever you can, okay? But let's get to some of the medical things they say that minorities have, because we're just unrepresented, we're poor, we're oppressed, we're the word I hate the most, or one of them at least, marginalized as a people. Let's get to some of the medical things. They say, oh, heart disease, diabetes, these things are because brown people are poorer than white people, which is ridiculous, because you're talking about diabetes. What you mean, type 2 diabetes? As far as I know, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, but that comes from eating too much. You know, a whole lot of sugar, a lot of carbohydrates consumption, that comes from that. How is eating too much food too often a symbol of poverty? I mean, when I was poor, because I've been different weights, like right now I'm probably about 215 and I'm 6'3", right? I've been as high as like 280 and as low as 180. When I was 280, I was eating too much food just for no reason, and I was not getting a lot of exercise and moving around, okay? But when I was 180, I was not eating much food at all because I didn't have any money. You know, I never was on no kind of food stamps or anything. I never been the guy to go to Food Lion on first of the month and have my cart filled to the brim with popsicles and cookies and hot dogs and whatnot, but I'll move on. Anyway, when I was at a low point with money, I was not eating much. Once a day, beans, rice, chicken breast. Like, I'd take $20, make it last for the whole week of food, okay? That's pretty much what I was on at that particular point in time. But I did not really feel good. I wasn't really, you know, at 180, at my height, I didn't feel good. So I got to about 210, 215. I feel like I feel like I'm good, I'm strong, and I'm able to move around, and I feel pretty good. But 280, I was sluggish. It was a mess. I'm getting all kind of things that's wrong, back hurt, neck hurt, and everything else. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm too big. Let me eat less food. How about that? So to get back to my point about diabetes, well, if you got type 2 diabetes, how about not eating a whole lot of food? That's not a matter of being marginalized with healthcare. That's nothing to do with that at all. Okay? Asthma and stuff like that, I don't even really know how people get that. But this whole thing about there not being enough medical treatment doesn't make any sense. There's all kind of programs available for low-income people. You got Medicare, Medicaid, you got free clinics. I think really if you are in a lower level of money, you have more health care than the middle class person, or more, you're more easily able to access healthcare treatment than the middle class person would be. Because when you get to the middle class area, now you got to pay for everything out your pocket. And a lot of your money that you pay in taxes goes towards those that don't pay taxes, who don't pay for everything out of pocket. If you are a low income person, you can live healthy. You can live great if you know how to spend your money properly. People talking about, oh, it's a food desert in the brown or black area. I mean, what are you trying to actually eat? You can get beans and rice everywhere. You can order that on Amazon, really, and have it brought straight to your door. You can figure out a way to get these particular items. You don't have to go and get a bag of Funyuns and ding dongs and ho-hos and wash it down with a Mountain Dew with your chloroquine phosphate, but I'll move on. Anyway, you don't have to do that. That's your choice. So all these things about, oh, well, you're just oppressed, and that's the reason why. The whole you're oppressed argument, in my humble opinion, is the same as you're black and you're dirty and your butt stink argument. That's pretty much how it is for me. And I don't like either one. To me, they're both racist. The virus is not racist. Some are going to say, ABL, you're racist for calling it the China virus. Last I checked, China was not a race. China is a place. Just like the German measles, Lyme disease. Okay, there have been other viruses, other illnesses, other diseases that were named for the place where they originated from or had the epicenter at. That's just normal. So to call it the Wuhan virus, the China virus, just is simply an accurate thing to say. That's where it came from. That's where it started. Let's call it that. But I'll move on. My whole point is that this whole thing about race shouldn't even be brought up right now. The thing should be about how to get Americans back to work, how to put money in Americans' pockets, and how to stop this bleeding. People are really suffering, and it doesn't really matter what race you are. The virus, at one point, people were saying that you couldn't get it if you were black, or you couldn't die from the virus if you were black. That's just silly. I mean, you can get the flu and die. The same as you can get this and die as well. There's all kind of viruses that are out there that don't discriminate by race. You know, they're looking at you as a human host, and that's it. They don't care too much about anything else. Now, there are certain things that affect people genetically, sickle cell, all this, that, and the third, but that's nothing to do with, lack of access to medical care or whatever. If you're born a particular way, like let's say my parents are tall, right? And I come out tall. That's a genetic thing. That's not anything to do with lack of access to medical care or me being marginalized. Nothing to do with that. It's just about genetics, a thing that cannot be controlled by outside forces. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that the lawmakers on the Democratic side of the aisle have a little bit of a point here, that this virus is now popping up in high black population areas, and we're more susceptible to it because we're black and we just can't get things or whatever? Is that what you think? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or do you think that this is hogwash? This is not even really real. The virus is a virus, and that's it. If you get it, you get it. If you recover, you recover. And that's pretty much all there is to it. The race thing shouldn't even be brought up. But I think the reason why this is being brought up this way is because, like I said earlier, never let a good tragedy, never let a good crisis go to waste. You wouldn't be able to use this for, in my humble opinion, financial purposes, right? You wouldn't be able to go out there and get certain grants and certain things for your constituents based on some of the racial disparity numbers. You wouldn't put it into a report and then bring it in front of somebody to try to get some money. That's really what it is. I don't really see anything else that could be the explanation for it. All right. Because the last thing I want to hear right now is about race and all this stuff that people deem as important that have no significance whatsoever, that are just really distracting, and in my humble opinion, do no other good than to divide, except for those that get the first dibs on that grant money when they put out the divisive statements towards certain agencies that are able to grant it to them. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.